morning. Happy Mother's Day. I am Reverend Kat, and my pronouns are she, hers, and you are so very welcome here at the UU Church of Palo Alto. We gather, our different paths entwined, to deepen our spiritual lives, nourishing connection, learning from each other, caring for each other, tending to our world. Masks are not required, but are strongly encouraged. We express our mutual respect by supporting each other's decision about masking, distancing, and other health measures. If you're here in person and you have questions about Unitarian Universalism or this congregation, we have our lovely welcome table out at the front with friendly people who will be happy to answer your questions. And you can also leave your contact information there if you want to receive notifications about all the cool stuff that we have coming up. And if this is the week that you want to join the congregation, you can also do that there. With that, let us begin our service. If you have a chalice there at home, I invite you to light it along with me. Our chalice lighting words this morning come from the Sufi poet and mystic Rumi. We are born of love. Love is our mother. Please settle in and just take a deep breath and allow your body to settle into worship. As we follow the sound of the bell into silence, we allow ourselves to arrive here fully. Please join in singing Come, Come, Whoever You Are. It's number 188 in the gray hymnal, and it's also on the screens. Thank you. If you are young or young at heart, or you just want to sit on the colorful quilts, I invite you to come up for a story. Good morning, Rose. She's got a lot of energy. This morning, we are telling a story called I Love You Like a River, and it is by Nancy Tillman. And I'm going to put an Easter egg in there. If you see a bear, be on the lookout for a bear. If you see a bear, make the sound that a bear makes, okay? All right. So, I love you like a river. Love's all around us, as wide as the wind in this wonderful world we find ourselves in. Run through the grass, feel the love in your toes. Smell a gardenia, the love in your nose. It's almost everywhere you look in full view, and it's almost quite perfectly how I love you. Come on up. A river rolls itself to the sea with arms wide open endlessly. Isn't that a lot like me? I love you like a river. Hi, Maya. I love you like the forest trees that keep the secrets of the breeze, and like the early morning mist that makes sure the mountaintops are kissed. The leaves that wave goodbye, hello. Snow that tucks in spring below. Does anybody see something? Oh my goodness, there's a bunch of bears in here. Excellent bear spotting. The hug of the salty summer sea. They all hold a mirror back to me. But sometimes the magical world and its wonder is no match for me, child. For instance, the thunder. It claps for the sky like it couldn't be prouder. I love you like thunder, but I love you louder. And when the rainbow paints the day in shades that take our breath away, its 7 colors just won't do. You will grow tall as the sunflowers do. You'll have days that are sunny and stormy ones too. But love's all around you. The songbirds reveal it, and so is my love. Close your eyes, and you'll feel it. In the soft, misty mornings, the whispering breeze, in bird conversations, the listening tree, in snow-quilted evenings and thundering air, in little rainbows everywhere. And summer, winter, spring, or fall, the endless river, most of all, sailing through the valleys and over the hills, watching you bloom with the daffodils, reflecting back all of my wishes come true. In this world full of love, I get to love you. So thank you for listening to my story today. If you are going to religious education, please follow Mr. Greg. We're going to be in room 2 today. Thank you. Service, and it's also on the screen. We gather today carrying many stories about motherhood. Some stories are joyful, some are painful, some are complicated, and all are welcome here. Today we give thanks for those who nurtured us through love, sacrifice, and presence. We remember the people who held us, guided us, protected us, and helped us become who we are. We honor mothers in all their forms. Birth mothers, adoptive mothers, foster mothers, stepmothers, grandmothers, chosen family, and all who have offered care. We honor all who help raise the young. Parents, grandparents, siblings, teachers, mentors, neighbors, friends, and communities of love. We remember that mothering is more than biology or gender. It is the work of nurturing life with compassion, courage, patience, and hope. On this day, we hold gratitude and grief together with tenderness. We make room for every memory, every longing, every loss, and every joy. Let us worship together in the Spirit. Let every heart find welcome here. So, back in 1870, there had been a big war. I'm sure you've heard about it. Civil War, a couple years ago, before 1870. There was a social reformer and a Unitarian named Julia Howe Ward, and we most notably remember her for the Battle Hymn of the Republic. But she is also an interesting figure because she was the first person who came up with the idea for Mother's Day. And her idea for Mother's Day was a proclamation of peace. So we're going to read that together. It is in the gray hymnal. It is on it's number 537 in the back of the hymnal. I will read, I asked all of you in the congregation to please read the italics. So this is the original Mother's Day proclamation. Yes, 573. I'm so sorry, 573. I'll give everybody a couple moments, okay? Sure helps if we're all on the right page, right? Okay. So we good? All right, let us begin. 573, Mother's Day Proclamation. Arise then, women of this day. Arise, all women who have hearts, whether your baptism be that of water or of fear. Set say firmly, we will not have great questions decided by irrelevant agencies.
Our husbands shall not come to us reeking with carnage for caresses and applause.
Our sons shall not be taken from us to unlearn all that we have been able to teach them of charity, mercy, and patience.
We women of one country will be too tender of those of another country to allow our sons to be trained to injure theirs.
From the bosom of a devastated earth, a voice goes up with our own. It says, disarm, disarm.
The sword of murder is not the balance of justice. Blood does not wipe out dishonor, nor violence indicate possession.
As men have often forsaken the plow and the anvil at the summons of war, let women now leave all that may be left of home for a great and earnest day of council.
Let them meet first as women to bewail and commemorate the dead.
Let them then solemnly take counsel with each other as the means whereby the great human family can live in peace.
And each sharing after her own time the sacred Eucharist, not of Caesar, but of God.
It seems the more things change, the more they stay the same. Thank you. Please let us now turn our thoughts to the important events of our lives in which we wish to share with this community. Blessed be. Please rise now in body or spirit and join in singing number 131 in the great hymnal, and on the screen, Love Will Guide Us. Thank you, choir. That felt like a hug. Very beautiful. It was summer, and both of our fathers were away on business. So my mother and her best friend had us 6 kids for company. And we were rascals. And being 6 rascals, we promptly ran around the house, we pushed each other into the pool, and we broke a screen door. And by the end of the afternoon, the very long afternoon, my mother looked over at her friend, they were both rocking like super shoulder pads, and their hair was even bigger than their shoulder pads. And she took a long drag of her cigarettes, and she exhaled one word. Children. Children. In my Catholic home, growing up, we had this absolutely radiant and totally disconnected from reality portrait of the Mother Mary. So there is the Mother of God in her radiant blue robe, and she looks serene, she looks beatific, she looks like she has never had to bend over and wipe dirt off a child's face or deal with snot or throw up. She looks like a woman who has like a fleet of nannies. So in our opening responsive reading, we listed a vast and many different ways to act or be a mother. And to act as a mother, it's to participate in the ongoing act of tending life. It's protecting what is fragile, it's nourishing what is becoming, and saying to those tiny little bright beings called children that you deserve to exist fully in this world. You deserve to be all that you can be, and you deserve a peaceful world where you can grow and flourish. Whether or not they annoy their little brother or break a screen door, those are always there. When we read Julia Ward-Howe's Mother's Day proclamation, it called for women across the world to resist the machinery of war and refuse to let their children be made enemies of one another. And that's one way of truly seeing kids. Children deserve a better world. They deserve a much better world than the one we have right now. For Howe, her vision for Mother's Day, it was more than just a single day. It was a lifelong commitment to peace. And although Howe's proclamation did not become the Mother's Day that we Americans have come to know, the idea lived on. And in 1907, there was Anne Reeves Jarvis, who was an activist, and she worked with mothers in communities that were fractured by poverty, disease, and war. Before and during the Civil War, Jarvis organized Mother's Day Work Club in what was then West Virginia. And this was to improve sanitation, to prevent illness through nutrition, to care for children, and to support struggling mothers. And they were little actions, but little by little, they had a big, big impact, so much that this other idea of Mother's Day arose in 1907. So like how Jarvis saw motherhood as the civic, moral, and peace-oriented duty. It was love made practical, and it was moving beyond fear into the transformation of society. And yet, Mother's Day, the Mother's Day that these prophetic women envisioned, was derailed by the most American of foes, commercialism. So the card bakers, the chocolate makers, the florists, even I guess the carpenters who made those breakfast trays, they all did very well with Mother's Day. But this deeper message of peace, of protecting children, of resistance to needless bloodshed, that's a really hard card to fit beside Best Mother Ever. So, it's up to us then to embody the full original spirit of Mother's Day that these women have. And I promise we don't need to go into a Civil War battlefield to achieve this. It starts with what we learned as children, the golden rule, treating each other as we want to be treated. Treating children how we would have wanted to be treated when we were children by the grown-ups in our lives. It starts by looking at those positive maternal figures that you had in your own life and emulating that, setting out a ripple. It's in the way that we listen to a child when they might be telling a very rambling story. It's in the patience that we offer a teenager who's trying to discover who they are, or in the gentleness that we will show a terrified young person. It's in the connection to one another that we foster each other and we make this world better. Every interaction becomes a sort of inheritance. It's a contribution to building a kinder and more just world. There are so many young people. They're here. We have children and grandchildren, nieces and nephews, students, neighbors, high schoolers who are juggling 5 APs and 10 extracurriculars. We have a young adults who are trying to believe that the future still has hope for them, despite the current state of the world. Acting like a mother means to be human in all its complexities and connections. It means teaching the young in our lives whether power can dominate or it can protect, that mistakes don't have to lead to shame, but growth. And that love is not conditional, but enduring. That this world needs them, and they belong to this world just as much as the adults in their lives do. Hal understood something that we as humanity need to remember, and that is love that links us to our fellow humans. That is an active love. That is a love that asks us to imagine a society better than what we have. A society that's worthy of our children who will inherit it. So whether we are mothers or not, whether this day brings us comfort or sorrow, whether we were well mothered or poorly mothered or not mothered enough, we are all called into this work of acting maternally towards the young in our lives by the commitments we make to one another in this room. It's a call that beckons us beyond our own walls to the human family and beseeches us to lift up the sacred worth of every child. Hal's proclamation offers us mothering love at its widest, its most courageous, its most stubborn. It refuses to be refused. It's refusing to allow our children to be taught cruelty, for human grief to be segmented by nationality, to let the youngest among us inherit a world where violence is treated as wisdom. Doesn't mean that we know all the answers or that peace is simple. I'm not in the illusion that there are no conflicts or dangers, no terrible atrocities going on in this world. However, it does mean our first loyalty must be towards humanity, to one another. Our Unitarian Universalist faith calls us to affirm the inherent worth and dignity of every person, those near to us and far away, those whose names we do know and those we do not. And so then, in this broad idea of Hal and Jarvis's original idea of Mother's Day becomes larger than just a single family unit. It expands outward to the whole human family, from here in Palo Alto to every place in the world where children are trying to live, grow, learn, and survive. You do not need to be a mother to act maternally. You do not need to have given birth or raised a child or held the title of parent to want the best for our children in this world. You do not have to be a mother to become like Anne Jarvis, a healer of communities. You do not have to be a mother to become like Julia Ward Howe, a voice crying out against the needless bloodshed. Each in our own way contains the capacity to act as these facets of love enduring for humanity. So there's a reason why they say it takes a village to raise a child. Children need more than just supervision. They need care that treats them as whole human beings. And together, we can be that village. We need each other. One person may bring steadiness, one person may bring laughter, one advocacy, wisdom, a bubble tree trip, a ride, a listening ear, a safe place to land. We are that village for our children. And together we act as the love that carries the children forward into a better world. I just want to return back briefly to the story in the beginning. After that same day when we broke the screen door, there's another memory that arises afterwards, and it's later when the screen door has been faded into the memory of hours before. And the energy of 6 children were quelled as we went onto the beach of Lake Huron and started skipping stones as we watched the sunset. And as that light of the sun faded into the gentle waves of the lake, my mother put her arms around me and kissed my head. May every child, every young person, every person growing and forming in their life's journey encounter through us at least one clear reflection of this statement. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of dignity. You are worthy of a better world. Every child is worthy. Happy Mother's Day, humanity. Amen. We create this space together, not out of wood or glass or even out of electricity and binary signals, but our presence. Wherever we are today, we have chosen to be together, hoping that together we can do so much more to make our lives into all that we dream of and to make the world into one we hope to see. If we are moved by gratitude to each other, we may choose to support with whatever financial resources we can this community that we are creating and that's creating us. You can use cash or check or the QR code or the text information in the bottom of the order of service. The offering will now be given and received. Thank you. Please rise now in body and spirit and join us in singing Spirit of Life, number 123 in our gray hymnal. The words are on screen and in your order of service. We extinguish now this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. is welcome to join us after the benediction on the patio for second Sunday lunch and coffee and conversation. If you're online now, I invite you to unmute yourself and turn on your video, and you can touch hands virtually on each side of the screen while we say our benediction together. And if you are here in the main hall, I invite you to reach out to hold hands if you and the person next to you are comfortable, or to show that you are connected in spirit, you can also place your hands over your heart. Let's begin. Go out into the world in peace. Be of good courage. Hold fast to
Hold
what
fast
is
to
good.
what is good. Return no one evil for evil.